If you haven't been living under a rock, you've probably heard about the controversy surrounding the highly anticipated movie adaptation of It Ends With Us. The film's lead actors have found themselves in an intense legal battle with no end in sight. Because of this, it's unlikely that the continuation of this story will ever make it to the big screen. That's why today, we're going to tell you what happens in It Starts With Us, the sequel to It Ends With Us, according to the books. Let's start with a quick recap of what It Ends With Us is about. The story follows Lily Bloom, a young woman whose childhood was scarred by domestic abuse, witnessing her father mistreating her mother. One night, Lily meets the charismatic neurosurgeon Ryle Kincaid. Although Ryle is initially interested in casual relationships, they develop a deep connection and eventually start dating. As their relationship progresses, Lily begins to notice troubling behavior from Ryle. A heated argument escalates when he slaps her, bringing back painful memories of her father's abuse. Although Ryle apologizes and promises to change, the cycle of violence repeats, trapping Lily in a situation she once swore never to tolerate. At the same time, Lily reconnects with her first love, Atlas Corrigan, who is now a successful restaurant owner in Boston. Atlas's presence rekindles old feelings and further complicates Lily's emotional turmoil. After experiencing several violent incidents with Ryle, Lily discovers she is pregnant. This realization forces her to reassess her relationship and the environment in which she wants to raise her child. In the end, she decides to leave Ryle, understanding that staying with him would only continue the cycle of abuse she experienced in her own childhood. The book ends with Lily and her daughter, Emerson, living together while sharing custody with Ryle. In a twist of fate, Lily crosses paths with Atlas once again, and she seems open to the possibility of a new beginning with him. In It Starts With Us, Emerson, Lily and Ryle's daughter, is now 11 months old. Lily is learning to navigate the complicated dynamics with Ryle while focusing on her life as a mother and entrepreneur. But fate has a surprise in store for her. One day on the streets of Boston, Lily unexpectedly runs into Atlas Corrigan, her old flame. The connection between them is still undeniable, but just when it seems like they might rekindle their relationship, the moment is cut short. But as she heads back to work, one thought lingers in her mind. What will happen if Ryle finds out? On the other hand, Atlas is dealing with his own struggles. With the support of his friend Theo, he musters the courage to text Lily, but the response he gets isn't what he hoped for. Still feeling trapped by fear and uncertainty, Lily responds briefly and distantly. This leaves Atlas disappointed, but determined not to give up. That night, when Lily gets home, she finds Ryle with Emerson in her apartment. The atmosphere is tense. Ryle suggests that Emerson should start spending nights at his place, but Lily holds her ground. She knows her daughter is still too young to be away from her. Besides, she wants to wait until Emerson can talk before making such a big decision. Lily then asks Ryle to return her apartment key, making it clear that things need to change. Reluctantly, he hands it over, but his expression gives away his frustration. Meanwhile, Atlas's restaurants have been targeted by vandals, broken windows, scattered destruction, and missing supplies. Most people in his position would call the police, but Atlas chooses not to. His empathy outweighs his frustration. He knows what it's like to go hungry, to be homeless, and to feel like the world is against you. Instead of reacting with anger, he lets it slide, reflecting on his own difficult past. As he tries to deal with these problems, he receives an unexpected phone call. It's Sutton, his estranged mother. Their relationship has always been complicated, shaped by the traumas of his childhood. Without a second thought, Atlas hangs up and immediately blocks her number. To him, some wounds don't heal with time, and Sutton is one of them. Later, seeking some peace, Atlas decides to visit Lily at her flower shop. But just when they're together, an unexpected visitor threatens to ruin the moment. Ryle shows up unannounced. Fearing what might happen if Ryle finds Atlas there, Lily acts quickly and hides him in a closet. The tension is palpable, but Lily manages to handle the situation. However, this encounter makes it clear that things won't be easy for them. That night, Atlas makes a bold move and asks Lily out. Despite her doubts and the fear of how complicated things could get, Lily agrees. Emerson stays with Elisa, her best friend and Ryle's sister, as Lily and Atlas head out for their date. But it's been a long and exhausting day for Lily, and she soon falls asleep in the car. Rather than waking her, Atlas chooses to savor the moment in silence. As Lily sleeps, he finds her old journals, the same ones where she used to write about him when they were kids. Reading her words from the past, Atlas relives the feelings that never truly faded, remembering just how much Lily has always meant to him. When Lily comes back to pick up Emerson, she walks into a scene straight out of a movie, Ryle and their daughter watching Finding Nemo. But what should be a sweet moment quickly turns into tension. Ryle notices Emerson's middle name, Dory, and starts putting the pieces together. It doesn't take him long to realize that the name holds special meaning for Lily and Atlas, an inside memory from their childhood. Ryle's anger becomes evident. Lily and Atlas's connection is a constant reminder of everything he has lost. Meanwhile, in Atlas's life, things are about to take an unexpected turn. Sutton shows up at one of his restaurants bringing shocking news. Atlas has a younger brother, Josh, who is just 11 years old, and he's missing. This revelation leaves Atlas stunned, adding another layer of complexity to his life. Determined to find out who's been vandalizing his restaurants, Atlas stays up all night waiting at one of them. Finally, the culprit returns, and what he discovers leaves him speechless. The one behind the damage is none other than Josh, his long-lost brother. Rather than reacting with anger, Atlas decides to help him. His own past of abandonment and struggle allows him to understand Josh's situation better than anyone. At first, Atlas plans to take Josh back to Sutton, but everything changes when he sees something deeply disturbing. Sutton shows the same abusive behavior that traumatized Atlas as a child. Heartbroken and determined to protect his brother, Atlas makes the decision to take Josh under his care. At a wedding they attend together, Atlas notices a small tattoo on Lily's collarbone, a delicate heart that seems to hold a story. Intrigued, he asks her about its meaning. With a gentle smile, Lily admits that he's the reason behind the tattoo. Her words are filled with emotion and nostalgia, a reminder of how important he has always been in her life. Moved by the intimate moment, they share a kiss that leads to them spending the night together. The next morning, Atlas wakes up early to look after his brother Josh, leaving a note for Lily before heading out. However, the calm is quickly shattered when Ryle shows up at Lily's apartment. Finding a piece of stray lingerie in the living room, his jealousy boils over into a fit of rage. The confrontation is intense, and Lily, fearing for her safety, grabs Emerson and flees to her mother's house. It doesn't take long for her to make a decision. She moves in with Atlas, taking Emerson with her. In that safe and supportive environment, Lily and Atlas finally define their relationship. However, Ryle doesn't back down. In the following days, he sends aggressive messages and shows up unannounced at Lily's flower shop. This time, Lily takes a firm stance, putting firm boundaries in place with Ryle. She makes it clear that she will consult a lawyer regarding Emerson's custody. Tensions escalate when Ryle takes his anger to Atlas's restaurant, getting physical with him. But Atlas, true to his calm nature, chooses not to fight back. Instead of reacting with violence, he attempts to de-escalate the situation, and Ryle eventually leaves in frustration. The conflict reaches its peak during Emerson's birthday party. Ryle tries to speak with Lily alone, but she firmly refuses. She will only talk if Alyssa and her husband, Marshall, are present. During their conversation, Lily puts her foot down. Ryle must attend anger management courses, and all his visits with Emerson must be supervised. Angry but with no other choice, Ryle agrees to her terms. Meanwhile, as Atlas works to create a better life for Josh, Sutton resurfaces once again. This time she pleads with Josh to come live with her, but the young boy refuses. His experience with Sutton has left deep scars, and he now seeks stability in a place where he truly feels safe. Initially, he mentions wanting to live with his father in Vermont, but after taking a trip with Atlas to meet him, he changes his mind. Josh decides that his home is with his older brother. Determined to give Josh the future he never had, Atlas arranges a meeting with Sutton at one of his restaurants. With maturity and composure, he lays out his proposal. He wants full parental rights over Josh. Additionally, in an effort to maintain some level of family connection, he suggests weekly dinners at his restaurant. To his surprise, Sutton agrees, signaling a turning point in their strained relationship. Time moves forward, and 6 months later, Atlas and Lily's love continues to grow stronger. In a meaningful moment, Atlas asks Lily to move in with him, and she says yes. It's an important step for both of them, a sign that they are ready to leave the past behind and build a future together. 18 months later, Atlas is ready to take another big step, marrying Lily. Nervous, he practices his wedding vows with Theo, trying to find the perfect words to express how much she means to him. In a heartfelt nod to their shared history, he includes a reference to Finding Nemo, a symbol of the moments that connected them since childhood. With every word he rehearses, Atlas reaffirms his commitment to Lily and the new family they've built together. Let me know in the comments what other topics you'd like to see covered on the channel, and remember, if you enjoy this type of video, the best way to support me is by leaving a like, subscribing, and turning on the notification bell. See you in the next video.